Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binaries of all ages, welcome to How to Make a Literal Cat in Your Favorite RPG. If you've come here to learn how to do character creation the right way, then you're in the wrong place, because this is the Cat Creation Podcast. I am one of your hosts, back from my time off of editing, Joel.
I am the other one of your hosts, back from the dead, Avalon. Disclaimer, I did not actually die. No.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a story I thought I would have heard about by now.
Just trying to keep it low-key, you know. Don't really want a lot of people knowing.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm just not ready to talk about it yet.
Gotta save it for content. I get you.
Get ready for the twit longer here in a couple months.
Do they even do those anymore?
Not that I know of. I haven't seen anybody get called out on there in a minute.
Well, I mean, most people are gone, so like, what are you gonna do? But this is the second to last episode, believe it or not, of Wild West Winter.
Man, I love doing Wild West Winter, but it is true, we can only do so much of it because there's only so much winter.
Yeah, and only so much Wild West.
True. Surprisingly enough. You thought you couldn't get enough of it? Well, you can, and we're here to tell you when that ends.
Next episode,
yeah.
I'm literally running out of Wild West themed games that I found that are like compatible format with the show. We got this one and we got one more.
Speaking of this one, what are we doing today, Joel?
Today, we are doing the one that you have all been waiting for. This is the Deadlands episode.
Woo! Try not to be too loud to peak the mic, but yeah, let's go. I've been excited to look at this one because I hear it's pretty important.
This was the motivating factor, as far as I know, for why our audience, our patrons, voted for Wild West Winter, is they wanted to see us do Deadlands.
So we got a lot of weight on our shoulders for this one.
Yeah, this is literally the one they've all been waiting for.
Deadlands is this a module from Savage Worlds, or is this like an expansion?
It is basically a module. Like, Savage Worlds is a generic RPG setting type, or not setting, but like rule set by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. And most of their other like games, quote unquote, it's kind of like GURPS, how like GURPS has like the generic core rule set, and then like any like edition of GURPS that you talk about that's like GURPS like Wild West or GURPS Detective or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all like just applying a setting on top of this generic rule set.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. We typically don't do these, but like, again, this is Deadlands.
This is the big one.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe if this turns out okay, it'll make me come around on like GURPS and whatnot, but like, the thing that makes these kind of annoying is like, first off, if you just use the core rules, there's nothing. But if you don't use the core rules and you try and actually fill it out based on one of these modules, then you have to flip between two books.
Ooh. Yeah. Gonna be a lot of flipping today.
But that's fine. We can flip.
Yes. You know, we'll do the hard work because the audience deserves it.
We'll do our best anyway.
Is there anything else we want to say about this before we get into our rules?
No, I think we got it.
Okay. On top of the game's rules, we have our own rules on the show that we need to follow, and these are the cat creation rules. Joel, go ahead and start us off at number 1.
All right. Rule number 1 is we accept no cop-outs. We're playing as a cat, which is the exact animal that comes to mind when I say the word. No anthropomorphic races, no people turned into cats, no lions, no tigers, no other cop-outs. That's it.
Rule number 2 is we cannot use homebrew/house rules. If the rules in the rule book do not explicitly allow something to happen, we count it as a rule broken.
Longtime listeners may notice we cut a sentence off there at the end. Basically, we determined that was pointless and or redundant.
Yes. So, I'm going to keep rule 2 short and sweet.
Yeah, may speed us along by a single sentence every episode from now on.
That's going to add up over the year, okay? I don't know how long that's going to be, but it'll add up, trust.
Yeah, but it's okay, because we'll go on enough tangents like this one to make up for it.
Exactly.
Rule number 3 is if the game includes stats for a literal cat, those must be used or adapted to the game's character sheet.
Rule number 4 is the character, class, background, playbook, job, what have you, must exist in the game's core rules or as part of an official expansion. We cannot use homebrew classes. They don't exist.
Yep, homebrew isn't real. Rule number 5 is the cat can learn any skill available to its class, even if it's not something a cat could normally be trained to do.
Can't wait to see what we apply that rule to this year.
Yeah, that'll be something.
Rule number 6 is if a tool would be physically impossible for a literal cat to use, even if comically downsized for them, they cannot use it.
Rule number 7, if a character sheet has a section that is meant to be filled out in collaboration with the whole table, we leave that blank so potential players can make it fit the group they're playing with.
And finally, rule number 8 is we have to keep track of every rule that we break, and we'll tell it to you at the end of the episode.
Yep.
Or tell them to you. I say it because most of the time, it's just one.
Yeah. Typically, they want us to play as like a human guy or something.
I know, kind of lame, but it's like the big thing these days with these RPGs, you know?
Yeah.
Always when you play as a humanoid. Yeah, these days, and definitely never ever in the history of TTRPGs.
Yeah. It's not like the tabletop role-playing like genre as we know it was more or less kickstarted by a couple of wargame adaptations.
No, can't say I've ever heard of that happening.
Yep.
So, speaking of these games, we should probably get into Making Heroes. That is the title of this chapter. I want to point out, it's not making, it's making.
Yeah, making heroes, because we're Western boys.
We gotta have a little bit of that drawl, you know?
Yeah.
Alright.
Which, like, most of my family who's from the southern part of the state already has that, but, like, I'm not from the southern part of the state, so...
So you didn't get that trait when rolling your character, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyway, so... Like I said, we do have to kind of switch back and forth between the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition book and the Deadlands Weird West book. So in Chapter 1 of Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, we start with our concept. Then in Deadlands, we can see we have our Western concepts. And our options for that are Blessed, Bounty Hunter, Chi Master, Common Folk, Deserter, Drifter, Escort, Explorer, Grifter, Huckster, Immigrant, Indian Shaman, Law Dog, Mad Scientist, Muckraker, Outlaw, or Prospector, or Soldier.
You forgot Indian Warrior.
Indian Warrior, my bad.
It's a little hidden under the Indian Shaman. It's like the last line of that page.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I did miss that.
There's some interesting picks.
Yeah. I feel like based on, like, the stereotypes we've gone with before, we've already done a Law Dog. We've already done a Blessed. We've already done 2 Outlaws.
Yep.
Well, 1 Outlaw, 1 Revolutionary, but you know.
Yeah. Basically the same thing in the Old West.
Yeah.
Now, there is one that sticks out to me.
The Grifter.
The Grifter.
Are you sure you don't want to do a Huckster?
I was also thinking of a Huckster.
Because Hucksters are gamblers.
They are the gamblers. Let's see. Hold on. I do want to read Huckster real quick. These gamblers plumb Hoyle's Book of Games for arcane secrets encoded therein. Some say the cryptic text hides ancient incantations and rituals of the black arts. Others believe hucksters are frauds. That's just fine with the huckster who'd rather avoid notice. Some hexslingers have a mystical connection to their firearms. Their bullets deal out hexes just as sure as they do death. Which,
there you go, everyone.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah. But the Grifter is, like, literally a con man.
Yeah, literally just a con man. It is funny, though, because it mentions snake oil salesman. I think it'd be funny to just do, like, an evil version of our traveling medicine one.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. So, like, basic context here is, this is obviously also a Weird West game. Through the Breach was a different kind of Weird West. This is more of an alternate history where, like, zombies came out during the Civil War.
Wild. Similar to,
Also magic and stuff.
Yeah. Come on, magic's already in the real world, let's be real. Have you seen David Blaine?
Yeah, he got me there.
God, do people even know who David Blaine is anymore? I feel like I haven't heard him in the news in a decade.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
When was the last time you got mind freaked by David Blaine?
So long. What if he's mind freaking everybody right now to try to get people to forget about him? Which is why.
And then one day he's just gonna do like the broadcast straight to everyone's brain.
Yes, he's got his genie in that bottle, just ready to make the wish.
Yeah, he's gonna be like Aaron Yeager or your PS5.
I'm sorry, or your PS5.
Yeah, the PS5 speaking to you inside your brain.
I haven't heard about this. This is something I am unaware of.
Oh boy. So you've never heard It's Me, Boy, the PS5 speaking to you inside your brain?
No.
Oh boy. One moment. You'll have to I'm sending you a link right now. You have to watch this as soon as we're done.
Okay, as soon as we're done. All right.
World's funniest TikTok duet.
Okay. We'll come back to that at the end of the episode. We'll put that in the post-credits scene.
Yeah. Anyway, so, are we a grifter or a huckster?
Ooh. I think huckster. I mean, a magic gunslinger? Like, there's not much cooler things in this world to me specifically. Hold on. Let me rescind that. There's not many cooler things in the world than this, period. It's a good idea. It's a great idea, and I think we should do it.
Okay. I don't know how much we'll be, like, able to use, like, guns and stuff, but we'll worry about that in a minute.
That's true. But stranger things have happened on our show, so...
They have. Just listen to episode 8.
Yeah.
So, making heroes. Step 1, race. Only race allowed is humans.
Ooh.
So they just came out and said it.
Well, good episode, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
We're kidding. We're just gonna write down, not supposed to be a cat.
Is there a spot?
That's not gonna stop us, though.
Yeah, no. Is there a spot for your concept?
One moment. I don't see anything about that right now, but like...
Yeah.
So that's our ancestry, I think. Or is it? Is there a separate thing on the character sheet for that?
No. There's just race.
That's weird, because like in the Savage Worlds core book, it refers to that as ancestry, but in Deadlands, it refers to it as race, and on the character sheet, it refers to it as race.
Yeah.
But, like, there's nothing else it could be, because the ancestry thing in Savage Worlds is saying, settings may feature everything from humans to strange aliens, graceful elves, or other exotic ancestries. You can choose to play as any ancestry available in your particular setting. So I guess they only updated it in the core rulebook, and, like, every other thing just still says race.
Wild.
Good job, Pinnacle.
Just out here swinging. Okay, yeah, that is weird that they didn't, yeah. Because is this, I thought that this character sheet was for the Deadlands.
Oh, it's for all Savage Worlds games.
It's just, okay, so it's just a general one. Interesting, yeah, that's weird that they didn't change it.
Anyway, next up is our hindrances, which I do imagine that these do basically work the same. To a large degree, a character is defined by his or her flaws or hindrances. You can take up to 4 points of hindrances. A major hindrance is worth 2, and a minor is worth 1. A hero could then take 2 majors, 4 minors, or any combination that adds up to 4 points. You can take more if you want, but the max benefit you'll get is for 4. You can also take none, but you will get no benefits from doing so. It's just up to 4 points in the, like, character creation process.
I see. Use points gained from taking hindrances to purchase benefits for your character as detailed in the following page.
That's when we get into our benefits, or bennies, as it says on the character sheet.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I guess it does say you may spend 2 hindrance points to read. Okay. So we don't decide hindrances right now, we do it during the other steps?
No, I think we're supposed to choose them right now. It's just...
Okay.
Do they have specific hindrances for this game? Because if not, there are hindrances in the Savage Worlds core rulebook.
Let's peep that, new hindrances on page 15.
New hindrances.
17 in the PDF. So, all the hindrances listed in Savage Worlds are available in Deadlands. Here, we provide a herd of new ones, particular to the Weird West. So we have Aelin. Medicine is a rudimentary science. There are worse ways to die. Then, severe case of blood poisoning. Your cowpoke suffers from a chronic and, at least so far, incurable disease. The minor version of this hindrance means you subtract 1 from any roll made to resist fatigue from any source, and subtract 2 if it's a major hindrance. Okay. I'll just list off the names of all of them real quick, and we'll see if any of them stick out. So that was Aelin.
Oh, one sticks out right after that.
Yeah. Cursed, Grim Servant o' Death, Heavy Sleeper, Lion Eyes, Night Terrors, Old Ways Oath, Talisman, Tenderfoot, and Trouble Magnet.
So we could be a Grim Servant of Death, who's also a Trouble Magnet.
That we could.
Oh, you have to be a wild card to do that.
Okay, well, yeah, only wild cards can take this. Dang.
Okay, what about Curse, though? Everybody's got skeletons in the closet, but yours are trying to claw their way out. Your hero has done somebody wrong, either through past affiliation or dark, unspoken deeds. Well, most folk won't know or care, the fella upstairs sure does, and he ain't too pleased. For each player character with a cursed hindrance, the GM starts with an additional benefit. It says nothing else about how it works.
So this is just like a drawback for your character. You don't get anything from this?
No, nothing bad happens to you specifically for doing this. It's a roleplay element. But for every player character who takes Cursed, then the Game Master starts with an additional benefit. So you're giving your Game Master ammunition, not necessarily like anything specifically for you mechanically.
Yeah, that is interesting. Do we want to be cursed then?
Okay, I'm going to look at the like generic hindrances as well, just in case there's something that like stands out here.
Okay.
All thumbs, anemia, arrogance, bad eyes, bad luck, big mouth, blind, bloodthirsty, can't swim, cautious, clueless, clumsy, code of honor, curious, death wish, delusional, doubting, driven, elderly, enemy. Okay, I can't. Someone out there hates the character and wants him ruined, locked away, or dead. That sounds kind of like Cursed.
Yeah.
Just on a much less metaphysical level.
Yeah. Yeah, a minor enemy might be a lone gunslinger out for vengeance or a betrayed brotherhood that's deadly but appears rarely. And this can be major or minor.
Yeah. The curse has to be major.
Okay, yeah, the curse has to be major. Interesting. Well, we can take enemy.
Yeah, we could have an enemy. We just introduced the game, starting us out with a guy who hates us. Could also have a habit, be hard of hearing, too heroic, hesitant, illiterate, impulsive, jealous, loyal, mean, mild-mannered. I know some of these sound like positive traits, but basically the way they're being used is it is a trait that gets in the way of your character, like, potentially doing their job. You got mute, obese, obligation, one arm, one eye. Man, this list goes on forever.
There's a lot that we could take. Young, vengeful, ugly, tongue-tied, wanted, timid, thin-skinned, vow, suspicious, stubborn, small, slow, shamed.
There are a lot of these.
Now, the one that sticks out to me is illiterate. That'd be a very easy one for us to take.
Yeah. Being an illiterate huckster, though, when our whole thing is like reading a book of games for arcane secrets.
True. Yeah, forgot about that part. Pretty important, huh?
Yeah. We could start the game with an enemy, though.
I think that'd be funny. Just one guy who really hates this cat for tricking him, you know?
Yeah. Like, no one believed the cat could actually gamble. Cat wins. Cat wins the game.
He's just like, God, that cat's gonna get what's coming to him one of these days.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Okay, but is it a minor enemy or a major enemy? Who did he piss off and how connected are they?
I'm putting too much thought into this, but I want it to be minor because I really do want it, like, my brain is just thinking, like, in the background of the scenes of, like, imagine if it were a TV show following this cat, and, like, towards the end of every episode, you see this one guy in a bunch of different saloons across time, where he's just, like, just ranting drunkenly about this cat that got on his bad side, and everybody in the bar is like, okay, man, sure. And he's like, no, I swear it, he cursed me.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. It's like, just some town's drunk.
Yeah. Nobody believes him.
Okay, I do like that. It's just one very dedicated, but like, very not put together drunk guy. No, I like the idea of it being like someone's like, you know, one of those like storyteller type guys. He's spreading rumors about this cat, making him infamous before he even rolls into town.
Yeah. He's like somehow always ahead of the cat when he's trying to like tail him.
Yeah.
So everywhere he goes, people in the town are like, "Oh, hey, is this the cat that guy was talking about?" Maybe he's not crazy.
Or like the person in question is tailing him backwards.
Yeah.
Like he starts out at like the last town they visit in season 1 and then ends at the first town.
Yep. You're like, "Oh yeah, that guy came through here months ago, dude. What are you talking about?" Like slams.
Of course, they would meet up in the middle at that point, but like,
yeah, there's just like there's a scene of them in passing, like shot down an alleyway. The dude's walking on one street. You see the cat and the posse in the back crossing the other street.
Yeah, there's like one confrontation in episode 6 out of 12. Then I loses him. Starts following the trail backwards again because the guy's got like some curse that like. He sees the trail in reverse or something.
Oh, man.
Maybe the cat actually did curse him. Who knows?
That's what you'll find out in season 5.
Yeah.
All right. So we have our enemy miner. So that's 1 point.
Yeah. Oh, you know it would be a funny problem for this cat to have?
What's that?
Lion eyes.
I was just reading that too. -1 penalty to all intimidation and persuasion rolls where lies must be told. Even little lies.
-1 to your gambling rolls in poker as well.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, like if that's supposed to be our one thing, it would be funny, but also maybe annoying to play.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Like, it would be funny because, like, you know, I feel like a cat probably would be bad at lying. But yes, it would make the character themselves a little rough to play.
What about Trouble Magnet as a minor?
Things never go smoothly for this hero. As a minor hindrance, whenever the character rolls a critical failure, the consequences are subtly worse in some way as determined by the marshal. The hero isn't just spotted trying to infiltrate a U.S. Army fort, someone recognizes their face. A buckaroo doesn't just fail at intimidation, the target also has friends. Or a botched attack roll results in the cowpoke's weapon busting too. That could be very fun to play around.
Yeah.
The
major hindrance is anytime the marshal must choose a random character to be hit, attacked, or otherwise negatively affected by something, it's this guy. It's just always this guy.
That sucks. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's why
I would call that a major hindrance.
Yeah, that's why I don't want it to be the major one, but like the minor one.
The minor one sounds fine and kind of funny at times, but the major one just sounds like it sucks. I'm totally down for doing the minor for that, though. Absolutely.
All right, we can have either 2 more minors or 1 major.
I'm looking at Tenderfoot.
That's the one where you are a little more hurt.
Yes, it says, as long as your character has at least 1 wound, they suffer an additional -1 penalty to all their actions. So a hero with 2 wounds would suffer a -3, for example, although -3 is still the maximum. Okay.
And we can't take the don't get 'em riled edge.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that does.
I'm sure we'll figure it out when we get to the edges.
Yeah, but what if the don't get 'em riled edge is really good?
I mean, can we even take it?
I'm trying to find...
It's a combat one, so don't get 'em riled, requirements novice. Hero with this edge can be a real curly wolf when he gets roughed up. When causing melee damage, he adds his wound levels to the roll. So basically, the more injured you are, like, the better you are in combat.
Okay.
Because it boosts your melee damage every time you get a wound, you add an extra 1 to your melee damage.
Mm-hmm. That could be good for a cat, but I don't know how much melee this character is going to be doing, considering we're kind of arcane-y.
Yeah.
So we could do Tenderfoot.
Well, I guess, is Huckster considered? Yeah, okay, it is. Arcane background Huckster.
Oh, is it down here? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the arcane backgrounds are listed there.
Let's see. Okay.
There was one that I saw that, like, we had to have an arcane background in order to take it.
Yes, Talisman. It Let's see. It represents a mental dependence on a physical item to use their powers. Anyone who sees the item used to enact power can tell it's important. The talisman could be a specific deck of cards for a huckster, medicine bag for a shaman, a holy item for a blessed, or a unique weapon for a chi master. Whatever the item, the character suffers a -1 penalty to all arcane skill rolls if they don't have it on their person. As a major hindrance, they suffer a -2 without it. I think that could be really good as a major hindrance for this character because, like, as a cat, if we're not using guns, this is all we have. So if we do lose our talisman, that would be very bad for us. Regardless of if we have this or not. Like, if we...
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it'd be a good major to take.
Alright.
You want to go for it?
Yeah, it's a -2 hindrance to losing it, but like...
Well, then just don't lose it if you're playing this character. Easy.
Yeah, there you go. Keep hold of your shit. Solved your problem. Here's my bill.
Just, yeah, I'll send that to your inbox real quick. Yeah, just slide your DM a $5 before every session and you're fine. It never comes into play.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are our hindrances. We can move on to attributes.
Making heroes. Attributes, step 3. A character begins with a free D4 in each of his 5 attributes. Agility, smarts, spirits, strength, and vigor. You have 5 points to distribute among these attributes. Raising an attribute by a die type costs 1 point, and you may not raise an attribute above D12.
Okay.
You may also spend 2 hindrance points to raise 1 attribute by a die type. So we have 4 points, right? Because we took the talisman as a major.
Yes. So we have 4 hindrance points to work with.
Okay. So we don't have to spend those here, and it might be smart not to, since we got 5 to work with anyway.
Yes. Yeah, let's see what we can do with these 5.
I feel like spirit is probably important to an arcane background.
Yes, I feel like that is true. So we could dump 2 in there and put it up to a D8.
I was thinking we'd put it up to a D10.
Oh, you wanna go 4? Or wait, no, that's 3.
Yeah.
I think we could do that, yeah.
Yeah, it's important to this character.
Very. Okay.
So we've only got 2 points left unless we want to use hindrances on it, but...
I think we can come back around to hindrances, because if there's something else we want and we don't have the points for it, that'll suck. But if we go through and find out that there's nothing else we want, then we can come back to it, no problem.
Exactly. Yeah. Agility, we should probably put a point into, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Now, do we want vigor then, or smarts? Maybe smart?
Not even considering strength. I understand.
I mean...
We're very small.
Yeah,
I get it.
I just assumed, I guess. You know, this could be a strong cat if we wanted it to be.
Nah, I don't think so. Let's see. Vigor, I'm guessing, would be the equivalent of a constitution type move stat.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up. Let me see if...
There might be descriptions in Savage Worlds.
That's what I'm looking at. These are attributes. They don't have a specific spot for this.
Attributes is under traits.
Okay, yes. Strength is physical power and fitness. It's also used as a basis of a warrior's damage in hand-to-hand combat and to determine how much he can wear or carry. Vigor represents an individual's endurance, resistance to disease, poison, or toxins, and how much physical damage they can take before they can't go on. It is most often used to resist fatigue effects and as the basis for the derived stat of toughness.
Alright, so would we rather be smart or tough? And I know it's only a little smart and only a little tough, but still.
That little bit can matter. Smart says it's used to resist certain types of mental and social attacks.
Okay, as an arcane character, I feel like resisting the mental attack would be more important.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I was kind of leaning that way. So let's put that point in smarts.
So we got a D6 in agility and smarts, a D10 in spirit, and D4s in strength and vigor.
Yep, which sounds about right.
Yeah, this cat's sort of quick on its feet, doesn't have much staying power, not strong. Like, it is definitely a cat who is trained to deal with the supernatural.
Absolutely. This ain't our first rodeo making a supernatural dealing cat.
Yeah, this is your cat wizard. Meowdy partners, I know Wild West winter is almost over, but we are not. We remain.
We stand at the forefront of Oblivion.
I've never actually played that game.
Oblivion?
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Oh, okay.
I just say we're standing in front of what feels like the end of times, but we're here to be funny and make cats. But we're here more specifically right now in the mid-roll to tell you, dear listener, a little more about the show. So a couple of things. One, if you want to know more about the show, get some extra info on it. If you're really just looking to take a deep dive, you can go to badgertrove.com/literalcatpod. There you will get a lot of info about the show, basically everything you need to know, as well as links to some other stuff. One notable link there being our Patreon.
Yeah, our Patreon. I know if you've been following us through the entire Wild West winter, we've been pushing this one pretty hard, but again, I cannot stress enough, Wild West winter was a thing determined by our patrons.
Yes.
We have 3 tiers for patrons, starting as low as $2 a month. We've got the Badger Pond tier, which gets you access to our release schedule, and it gets you access to our polls for things like the seasonal themes. There are things where you, the audience, can help us determine what the heck we're doing with a certain patch of time if we want to, determine a theme or something, you know?
Yeah. It gives you a direct line of input into the show. So if you're super invested, you can put in the $2 a month, go vote on our polls, and you get to listen to basically what you vote for, what you want to listen to. So you can make your voice heard for just the $2 a month in our polls. But, like Joel said, we have 2 other tiers as well. Our next highest tier being the Badger Knight for $5 a month. This gets you access to everything in the $2 tier, plus you'll get early access to episodes.
The Badger Knight tier also gets access to any bonus content that we produce. Right now, there is a single issue of my playtests for a RPG I'm working on about stealing cheese from the government that you can listen to there. Hopefully there'll be another one here in the next few months. At least one more.
Yes, and there will be more bonus content in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah, not even necessarily just related to this podcast. We're doing a lot of different things. Both Avalon and I are streaming again. So there could be some, behind the scenes stuff related to my whole thing, because I'm doing VTubing on stream. There could be a lot of other fun stuff related to what we're doing, both in terms of this, other projects we're on, games we might be working on, etc., all at the Badger Pond tier. Then we have the Badger Bishop tier for $10 a month. And if we start getting people on this tier, then we will actually live record some episodes for the Badger Bishop patrons where you guys can weigh in real time as we are working on our cat creation process. This would happen once every other month.
Yeah.
I think is what we got.
Yeah, it says bi-monthly on the website, but that is bi-monthly in the sense that it is every other month, not twice a month. I know sometimes that can get kind of muddled.
Yeah, just like bi-weekly can also mean twice a week, but we are a bi-weekly show, and we definitely don't release twice a week.
Yeah. Also, another important piece of information to add, all 3 of these tiers will get you a shout out on the podcast, and they will give you a special role in our Discord server.
Yes. Speaking of which, it's a new year, so we should probably shout out our patrons again. We have 2 right now.
Yes.
We have at the Badger Pond tier, Omophagic Beast. And then at the Badger Knight tier, Blue Davriel.
Yes. Thank you to both of you for being patrons. Thank you for listening. If you other listeners want to get shouted out, then go over, check out the Patreon. Again, patreon.com/badgertrove. That is BADGERTROVE.
Anyway, that's a lot of information about one specific thing for right now. I think, just real quick, don't forget to rate and review if you haven't. We need those stars. They feed the algorithm. They feed us.
Yes.
They help more people find us.
We did, I believe, get another rating on Apple Podcasts, but not a review.
Yes, since the last recording, we did.
Yes. So shout out to whoever that was. But if you leave a review, we'll have a name to shout out. So go leave your reviews. Because that way, next time we do a mid-roll, I can do the fun thing of being like, the reviews are in. But currently, the reviews are out. So.
But the ratings are in.
The ratings are
5
in.
stars.
And they're great.
Like I said, 5-star ratings across the board. Thank you. Means a lot. Glad to know you like us. Also, it's going to show other people that we're liked. So that's also good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, for sure. Is that all we have for the show this time around?
Yeah, I think we talked enough about the Patreon for now.
Yeah.
One last thing about the Patreon. We've said this every episode so far. The next seasonal poll is happening as soon as Wild West Winter ends.
Yes, which is soon. What, one episode? So not this one, but the next?
It'll start on March 1st.
Yes.
We will talk more about what that means next episode. For now, though, Avalon, what do you got going on that's not related to Literal Cat Pod?
Not related to Literal Cat Pod. I am various places on the internet. You can follow me on Blue Sky, Twitch, and I guess TikTok still at Avalon Alchemist. Threw the TikTok bit in there as a joke last episode because I thought it was going to get banned, but as of recording, it's back. So you still have a chance to follow me over there if you wish. I mostly repost stuff.
Neither of us has a presence on Red Note yet, but we'll see how that goes. We're keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, we're monitoring the situation.
Exactly.
I do have a Tumblr that I use sparingly, if that's your vibe, but that's all I've got. Joel, what do you have going on?
Well, like I said, I'm VTubing over on Twitch as a pile of sludge and tentacles named Omammer. So if you follow me on the internet at all, you're going to want to look for accounts labeled at OmammerVT. That'll be Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky, Tumblr, maybe other places too. I have a Twitter, but it's locked down. I don't want to use it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's why I didn't shout mine out either.
Anyway, that's enough from us. How about you go back to the Deadlands episode?
Enjoy. Alright, I guess we're on to step 4 then?
Yeah, core skills.
Let's see. Athletics, okay, so this, we were talking about this before the show, so those are meant to be there. So our core skills, which are already listed, are athletics, common knowledge, notice, persuasion, and stealth. They are innate abilities most adult adventurers have. Your character starts with a D4 in each of these 5 core skills.
With a D4?
That's pretty good.
I'm betting it's the kind of thing where, like, yeah, buying skills. You have 12 points to buy skills. Most standard skills in Savage World Rulebook are available in Deadlands. Raising a skill by a die type costs 1 point, starting at D4, as long as it's no higher than the attribute to which it is linked.
Okay.
So, assuming athletics is tied to, like, agility, I don't know that for sure, but, like, we couldn't boost it above a D6.
Yes.
Smarts, we couldn't boost above a D6. Anything tied to spirit, though, we could boost up to a D10.
You are partially wrong there. We can raise it above a D6, but for every die above that, it costs 2 points instead of 1.
Oh. And 1 hindrance point equals 1 skill point.
Sweet.
And so buying a new skill counts as the same as, like, raising it by 1 die type, it looks like, starting at D4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a couple things listed here. Knowledge, skills, electronics, and hacking are not available.
Makes sense.
But we add 1 smarts-based skill, trade. So the trade smarts is for day-to-day tasks needed to run a business, blacksmith, saloon owner, miner, etc. I don't think that'll come in for us because we're not a trader.
Yeah, we don't own a business.
Okay, this language skill 1 is interesting. We may or may not want to dump points into it for the... Well, let me read it.
Yeah.
I think you'll get it. Most folks in the Americas, regardless of where they hail from originally, learn the most common language of the land. That's English, amigo. Heroes with the outsider hindrance know a different language and must drop a few points into language English to make themselves understood. So, do you think we should have to drop those points, or should we just say that our cat is from America and knows how to speak English? Because we don't technically have the outsider hindrance.
True, we don't, but we're also not playing as a human.
True.
Nor are we playing as the kind of creature that would normally be able to speak a human language. So I think if we want this cat to be able to talk to people, then I think we still have to take the language skill.
Okay.
I think the setting would allow for the kind of weirdness that would make a talking cat possible. But, it's
It's still a cat.
Yeah.
Where do we see skills at?
On page 29.
29 of this PDF or the base one?
The base one is on page 29. Skills in Deadlands. I don't see any new skills shown here. Because we've got new hindrances and new edges, but there's not new skills other than trade, it looks like.
Yes, I believe that's it.
So just go to page 29 in the core book and we can see the skills.
I did find the language skill is on page 31, 33 for the PDF. In some settings, such as those that focus on pulp action or planetary romance, where characters frequently travel among many strange civilizations, speaking various languages can simply be role-played with halting dialogue and campy accents that start out a little difficult and are quickly forgotten.
So if you're playing Star Trek.
Yeah. If the language skill is in use, it should be listed as language, parentheses, Spanish, or language, parentheses, American Sign Language, etc. A character's die type also notes how fluent they are in it. Characters start with a D8 in their own language. So language proficiency goes D4, the character can read, write, and speak common words and phrases. D6 is the speaker can carry on a prolonged conversation, but occasionally halting. D8 is the character can speak fluently. D10 is the hero can mimic other dialects within the language, and a D12 is the speaker can masterfully recite important literacy or oral works, which is a very interesting one to have. I don't even have a D12 in English, and I've been speaking it as long as I can remember.
Yeah, like, they assume that you start with a D8.
Yes.
And I imagine that would be, like, the common, like, amount of language for someone to speak their common language. But for us, since we're playing a cat, I think we have a D4.
Yeah, for sure.
We know the common words and phrases.
So D4, that is...
1 point.
Yeah. Out of our...
We have 11 left.
We got some points. Let me double check. No, yeah, this goes straight from hindrances into edges, so...
Yeah, there's no new traits other than trade.
That's so weird. You would think. Yeah, you would think there's more. Unless gunslinging is a skill in the base book. And I don't see it here. But you know what is a skill in the base book, Joel?
Gambling. It's a smart skill, too.
Gambling is common.
As is occult.
Occult?
Yeah, I feel like we should take both occult and gambling up to a D6.
I can be down with that. I do love, in the first paragraph under gambling, it says, gambling is common in the saloons of the Old West. Okay, so gambling and occult.
They knew people were buying this book to play Deadlands.
Yeah. Gambling and occult. You said you want to bring both of these up to a D6.
Yeah, so that's 4 of our points. So we've spent 5 of our 12 points so far. We have 7 left.
Yes. Now, do we want to raise any of the base skills?
I was just thinking about that. I feel like athletics would make sense to raise to a D6, because I looked it up. It is agility based.
Okay, yeah. I think we could get away with raising it to a D6.
Yep. Notice is also a smart skill. Your hero's general awareness and alertness.
Yeah, I think we should probably raise that to a D6 as well, right?
Yeah. Now we've spent 7 points.
5 left.
Persuasion is a spirit ability.
Is a spirit ability?
Yeah. We could be real persuasive.
We could be.
I don't know if I want to raise it above a D6, but like, it would help, maybe.
Yeah, I think we could do D6 for sure.
4 points left. I'm looking to see what the other spirit abilities are. There's not actually that many.
Really?
We've got performance, intimidation, faith. Faith is necessary for an arcane background in the core rulebook for miracles.
Yeah, no, there's like almost none for spirit. Focus is just for the arcane background gifted. Huh. We could add intimidation to our list.
Yeah. This cat could be mildly intimidating.
Or, honestly, we could... You know what? I think it would track to have a D8 in persuasion if we want.
Okay.
Because it says... Some say cryptic text hides ancient incantations. Others believe hucksters are frauds. And they'd rather avoid notice. So,
Okay. Well, that might be a reason to boost stealth as well.
True.
We could boost it up to a D6. And then persuasion up to a D8. Because stealth is also an agility skill.
Yes.
That leaves us with 2 points. How would you feel about putting gambling up to a D8? with our last 2 points.
I would be absolutely fine with that.
Okay.
Just because I think it's funny.
Yeah. It's very funny to imagine the cat gambling. It's also very funny to imagine the dogs gambling, which is why I imagine that one cigarette ad did it.
Yes. Wait, the cigarette ad?
With the dogs playing poker?
Was that a cigarette ad? I thought that was just a picture.
I thought it was a cigarette ad.
No, yeah, it is for a cigarette ad. Huh. Yeah, it says it refers collectively to an 1894 painting, a 1903 series of 16 oil paintings commissioned by Brown and Bigelow to advertise cigars. Okay, this sentence is deceiving. I can't tell if this is its own thing or if this was the image used.
Oh, there were 18 different ones.
Yeah.
Like if you look down at,
oh yeah, all
you
18.
can see all of them.
Yeah. Dang, that is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I did not know that those were. I didn't know that was the purpose of those pictures. Huh.
Well, there you go.
Learn something new every day, huh? How about that?
Yep.
Okay.
I gotta get a print of one of those for my house.
Alright.
Hang that in the game room. In the hypothetical home I will definitely own one day.
Yeah. You know, we're totally gonna be homeowners one day. It doesn't matter that we're young. Surely the world has only gotten better, right?
Right. Anyway.
I think we're on to step 5.
So that's all of our skills. Derived statistics. The following stats are based on the traits you chose or are common to all characters, unless modified by edges or hindrances. Pace is equal to 6.
Okay.
Parry is equal to 2 plus half your fighting die, rounded down. If you haven't taken the fighting skill, it's 2.
So
we didn't take the fighting skill, so this cat is not riding Metal Gear. Toughness is equal to 2 plus half of your vigor die, rounded down. So,
2.
4.
Wait, what?
Our vigor die is 4,
oh,
so
2.
rounded,
Okay.
Half of that is...
I get it. I misread that.
I don't know why it specifies rounded down, as if any of these dice are anything other than even numbers.
Yeah. I don't know. On the off chance somebody's using a D99 for some reason.
Yeah. Your friend with the D7 throwing everything off.
God forbid somebody has a D3 at the table. Get them out of here.
How would that even work?
A D3?
Yeah.
You never seen a D3?
If you're talking about just like a 6-sided die with half the numbers not filled in, then like, yeah, good job pulling up vitamin D3.
I didn't know that was a vitamin. I got.
Oh, one of these.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like this is the most common one. It's basically just a long pyramid. Or
okay,
a long
yeah, no,
triangle.
I've seen those. I was just thinking about like trying to literally make a shape that is a 3-sided die. Because like, for something to be a 3-dimensional shape, it needs like a minimum of 4 sides.
Is that true?
That's rounded. That's hex.
3-dimensional shapes can be rounded, Joel. I don't know how to tell you this.
Nope, hex.
This is such a weird and confusing GIF to illustrate this.
Yeah, imagine making a D3 out of that.
I couldn't, because my brain can't even comprehend this.
Actually, that's a great idea. I should do that. I have a 3D printer, guys. I could do it.
Go 3D print yourself a 3-sided die that isn't just a long triangle.
No, it's gonna have those, like, whatever that thing was doing.
The weird curved, like, uneven edges.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. It would have to have the curved edges in order to specifically land on one side with the face up. Because otherwise they'd be, like, if they were facing outward, then it would be too round to actually land on a side.
True. This is too much for my brain right now. But we mentioned edges, and speaking of edges, step number 6 is edges. Here we go. Now, decide what special abilities set your hero apart from other folks. Just as hindrances define heroes, edges allow them to shine during a story. Humans get a free starting edge, as noted in Savage Worlds. For each 2 hindrance points spent, choose another edge. Now, here's a problem, Joe.
Yeah, we're not a human, but
the game requires us to play as one.
It expects us to be a human.
So it expects us to get a free starting edge.
I think so. But even if you wanted to argue that it didn't, and that we aren't supposed to take one because we're a cat. We haven't spent any hindrance points yet.
Right.
So do you want to take a free one?
Let's take a free one. We'll make this.
So we're allowed to take the arcane background as a huckster.
Are we? Because it says
requirement. We have the D6.
Yes. But do we also have to have spellcasting D4?
Oh, we might have to spend a hindrance die to get that.
Where is...
I didn't even see spellcasting on the list.
Oh, here it is. It's because it's so small. Mages, wizards, warlocks, and witches.
Oh, it's a smart skill.
Yeah. See arcane background magic edge on page 148.
Hey, question. Do you think we should take 1 point out of spirit and put it into smarts? Because it really looks like smarts is the more important stat for, like, magic and the arcane and stuff.
I was thinking about that, so absolutely. I think we should switch that.
Okay.
So
both of those are a D8 then.
Do we want both of them to be a D8, or do we want to switch?
Oh, no, let's just make both of them a D8. It's fine. Because otherwise we'd have to mess everything else up.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of unnecessary changing. So, arcane background, magic, arcane skill, spellcasting, smart.
The arcane background that we want is the one in Deadlands.
Yes. But we have to have spellcasting plus 4, wait.
Spellcasting was the smarts one on page 35. Oh, I see what you were doing. But, like, I'm guessing this book has 2 different arcane backgrounds in the core Savage Worlds, but what if we spent 2 hindrance points to get D6 in spellcasting?
Okay.
Because we've already got, a D8 in gambling?
Yes, we have a D8 in gambling.
Okay.
So, yeah, we can get...
If we spent 2 hindrance points, we'd have a D6 in spellcasting, and then we'd be better than the minimum requirements for our arcane background.
Yes. Alright. I think that's worth it.
Yep. So under edges then, we'd take arcane background, parentheses, huckster. Magic in the Weird West is not to be taken lightly. Those who practice sorcery must often wrestle their powers from dark spirits, who are rarely willing to give up easily. Hucksters envision these duels of will as card games, and the best are capable of amazing powers. Others reportedly tread even darker paths and harness the power of blood magic. And hucksters use spellcasting as their arcane skill.
Nice. See page 64.
Yeah, we'll worry about that in a minute.
Oh, okay. This just talks about playing a huckster.
Yep.
Okay, we get that one for free.
Yep, so we could take one more edge. We didn't take that one that said we can't take Don't Get 'em Riled, but we also didn't really build any, combat focus to this character, so...
Yeah.
What about Card Sharp? Your hero has a knack for odds, wagers, and when to call a bluff. Requirement, gambling D6 or higher.
Yeah, I think that works. There's also another thing for hucksters in Card Sharp, too.
Oh yeah, but we don't have a deal with the devil.
Yeah, no.
Though that might just be a thing that hucksters can do.
Yeah. Let me check page 65 real quick. Let's see. Deal with the devil. Hucksters may not short nor spend bennies for power points, but can deal with the devil for the ability to cast powers, even ones they don't have and that are above their rank. They might also gain additional power points or bonus to their spellcasting rolls from such castings. See Dealing with the Devil for details. Instead of casting a spell normally, a huckster can choose to engage his Manitou directly. This is more dangerous than the huckster's usual game, but has a much greater potential as well. Dealing with the devil is an action which includes casting the spell, but can only be attempted once per turn. While the game seems to take minutes or even hours in the hunting grounds, only a few seconds pass in the real world. Okay, so I think it's an innate ability that we have.
Yeah, I think it's just something any huckster can do.
Yes. So I think we could take Card Sharp for sure. We have the stuff for it.
Okay.
And it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. It gives us an advantage on, our main thing.
Yeah.
It seems like the thing to do.
Talk about min-maxing a character, huh?
Oh yeah, this cat is min-maxed for gambling. Alright. We have fulfilled one of our major goals for Wild West Winter, which was to have a cat whose focus was gambling.
Yes. I'm so glad we were able to achieve that. So we just spent our last 2 hindrance points, right? For that second edge? Yeah. Alright. So we are on to gear. Each hero starts with the clothes on his back and some of whatever currency is appropriate for the hero. See dinero on page 40. You'll want to spend some of that now on weapons, ammunition, and equipment. There's a complete list on pages 25 to 37. Characters begin with $250. For one hindrance point, gain an additional $500. So, I guess let's see what we can get with our $250.
Yeah, it assumes we have clothes, it sounds like.
Yes.
Like a single change of clothes at least.
The clothes on our back. There's some common gear here.
We could give the cat a sombrero for $350.
Might be worth it. A fedora for $3. What's a Stetson again? Is that just like the basic? That is the basic cowboy hat. No, not shopping.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. I'm not buying a cowboy hat. Not right now.
Not right now.
Maybe someday. Never say never, Joel.
I get you.
I bought a top hat last year for that. It was for a Halloween costume, okay?
Oh, what? Okay, I just looked up a derby, and that's what I know as a bowler's hat.
Oh yeah, derby hat?
Yeah, I thought that was called a bowler's hat.
I think it is also called a bowler's hat. Oh, it's giving me pictures of Kentucky derby hats.
Yeah, it's the same kind of hat. But yeah, I also own some top hats, like really cheap ones. They were like Halloween costume props.
Yeah. I bought... So this is actually a little bit of a funny story. I bought the top hat because my friend was having a slasher-themed Halloween party, and I didn't know what slasher villain / character to go as. So I went as Slash, the guy from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, man. Let's see. I don't see... Where's the guns?
They have gun accessories, but...
Oh, keep going. Past page 29. Obviously, we're not taking a Gatling gun, but
that's a bit too much.
Well...
Also, are we giving the cat a sombrero?
Oh, obviously.
Okay, good.
Let's see. How much does a Gatling gun cost, actually?
$400.
Oh, $1,500. Absolutely not. Okay. I don't know that we have
You can get a Derringer for $5? This really is America, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Civil War times, that's a lot of money, but like...
Yeah.
Also, it is a very small gun.
Yep.
Also, I don't think we can use it because we have nothing that gives us the ability to wield a gun. That's why I was looking at the Gatling gun, because I thought, okay, well, at least that's like a mounted weapon. If we could get it, then we could use it, right? But it's $1,500.
Yeah. That's way later in the game. You know, if we had all 4 of our what's it called? Our hindrance points still, we could get it.
Yeah, unfortunately we had to spend the hindrance points to be able to do magic.
Yeah. We could get a Colt Army revolver.
We don't have any way to use it.
Minimum strength D4. That's
but
the strength that we're at.
But we don't have opposable thumbs.
True.
Someone would have to invent the cat gun using weird science, a skill we didn't take.
Nope. Now, what do we think about a cat being able to throw explosives? Hear me out.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think we can do that. But
I think a cat could grip onto a stick of dynamite, you know?
Maybe. I'm thinking maybe if they set it up to a dynamite plunger.
Oh, we could.
Yeah, because I imagine a cat could set up some dynamite and connect it somehow to the plunger. Maybe like, I don't know, secure it with their teeth or something. And then they could push down the plunger.
Yeah.
With their entire body.
I think that could work.
Yeah. So nothing throwable, but like, yeah, you could have a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, the dynamite plunger, does that... Okay, yes, it is an explosives accessory, so we would need actual dynamite.
Yeah, you'd have to buy the dynamite separately. Also, I think we could only, like, carry 1 or 2 sticks, considering how small of a guy we are.
Yes. Good news, though, dynamite only costs $3 a stick. That's less than our sombrero.
And the plunger is only $20. Yeah, isn't that wild? Getting a nice hat costs more money than a stick of explosive. Welcome to America, everyone.
Fun fact, it's actually still like that today.
Is it? I wouldn't know. I don't think I can legally buy dynamite.
Let me just put this in my search history. Where to buy dynamite. Top result, where to buy dynamite, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, oh, hey, look, you got results for Walmart Supercenter. Yeah. Good Games Indianapolis. Somehow, I don't think that they're thinking of the same
Yeah, probably not. I think it's giving me fake dynamite for sure.
Oh, it has to be. All these, like, Red Dead Redemption 2 results, too. Anyway.
Yeah, alright.
We gotta move on.
Okay, so we have...
Look at the time.
I mean, is there any other gear we want to buy?
Nah, I think get the dynamite plunger, get a couple sticks, that's $26.
Okay, so that'll leave whoever's playing this with...
nice walking around money.
Yeah,
that's what? 20... So 26 plus 350.
It's $29.50. So that'll leave you with $220.50. Yes. My brain short-circuited there for a second.
It's fine. I had a calculator.
Oh, you're using a calc? Calc is short for calculator, by the way, chat. Just using slang. Sorry, that's a really specific reference. I don't know if anybody will get that.
I didn't get it.
I have a TikTok to send you then.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's our gear. Number 8. Step 8, I guess I should say. Background details. Flesh out your hero's background. Give her a name. Think a bit about where she came from and why she's traveled out west, or what she's done her whole life if she started out there. This all helps you play your character well and gives the marshal lots of ideas for interesting stories.
Alright, so first off, let's give this character a name.
Yep, good idea.
Now, 2 characters, we discussed this before we started, did just go into the public domain. Would either of them be fitting? Because we've got Popeye and Tintin, who are now public domain characters.
Yes. I think...
we can do better for Popeye. We could make an actual sailor cat, potentially, in the Wild West, if Haunted West lets us do it, because that's going to be the next one.
Yeah. I think Tintin could be a good name for this cat.
Yeah. Tintin the That I don't think that's Tintin's whole thing in the comics, but that's fine. Who cares about that?
Yeah, it's public domain. We can do whatever we want with him now.
Exactly. We made Mickey Mouse into a cat last year.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Specifically Mickey Mouse from the Willie's Steamboat.
Nah, we just named the cat Nicholas M. Mouse because Disney couldn't stop us anymore.
Exactly. Just had to clarify there, just in case.
Yeah.
All right. So cat's name Tintin.
Yep.
There's not really a spot for background here. So what do we think? This cat, Tintin the cat, studied...
Born in a saloon.
Born under the poker table.
Yeah. This cat was born at the poker table, and it will die at the poker table.
Exactly. Oh, at the poker table, he grew up, he learned the game, placed some bets, and came away with a tome of magic that he was able to learn the spells within.
This cat, through observation of others, gained arcane knowledge that allowed it to read spells and also read out incantations himself.
Yes, here it is. Here it is, Joel. I'm bringing it back. This is full circle.
Okay.
The man, our enemy, who is on a quest for revenge, is the one who lost his magic tome to this cat and now cannot do the thing that he was good at. He cannot do magic anymore. Because that is the cat's...
Oh, we stole his talisman.
Exactly.
The tome was his talisman originally, and now it's ours.
There we go. So he won it. He put it up.
Bringing it all together.
Yep, this man put it up as a last-ditch effort in this poker game, thinking, there's no way I can lose to a cat, only to find out that he can lose to a cat, and he lost it all.
Yeah. Perfect.
Alright, sweet. So that's, I think that's as good as we can get.
This character design thing is easy.
It's almost like we've been doing it for almost 3 years.
We are professional character designers.
Absolutely.
If only we actually had artwork of any of these characters to back that claim up.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to add to our background?
Nah, I think it's time to move on to step 9. Your worst nightmare. Finally, think about on what really scares your hero. What's he afraid of and why? Now think about what kind of dream makes him wake up with the cold sweats at night. Write it down. No reason. Just trust us.
Yeah, sure, book. I'll trust you. I'll put this at the bottom of, our gear thing, since it wants us to write it down.
Sounds good.
What is our worst nightmare?
Okay, so, we get some of our power by, making a quote unquote deal with the devil, right?
Yes.
So maybe like we have this fear that like the source of our power, whatever is giving us our power, will one day like drag us into its realm or whatever.
Ooh, yeah, that's good. Kind of like the whole, I know I'm not a normal cat, and that's scary to others, but it's also scary to me because it can be taken away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I do like the idea of like this cat having a fear of like, maybe not literally being dragged to hell, because I don't know that it's literally making a deal with the devil, you know?
Yeah.
However that move works. But like, something is giving it its powers, and it's afraid that one day it's going to collect its due in the form of like dragging it to his world.
Okay. I got that. Fear that one day that which gives it his powers will drag him away to their world.
Yeah, there you go. Have fun with that one, Game Masters.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's it.
That is it.
So we did break the rule that we're supposed to play as a human, but we've already talked about that, kinda.
Yeah.
I think the only thing left to do is get a cat pun out.
That is so true, bestie. And would you believe that during our break, I completely forgot to think of cat puns?
No, I have complete faith that you spent the last 4 weeks meticulously crafting the best cat puns 2025 will ever see. Something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I'm just preparing to really give this one the je ne sais quoi that it needs. I used to think of these so quickly, and now I'm coming up short.
Man, it's the start of the year. Everyone will understand if you gotta go generic.
Okay, what is a feline's favorite wetland-based plant?
Is it a cattail?
It's the typha, commonly referred to as the cattail, yes.
There you go. Thank you, Avalon.
Anytime, Joel.